What is the first thing you think of when I say the Netherlands? Maybe our farmlands, our windmills, some cows perhaps? Okay, and what comes to mind when I say Amsterdam? Well, that must be our famous canals. A few centuries ago, Amsterdam relied solely on her canals for the transportation of goods into the warehouses. So big boats would come into the harbor with the products and smaller boats would take them further into the city. It looks a lot like the first adaptation of the internet, where you move data from one place to another throughout the use of canals. Welcome to today's MozFest studio.
Go.
Welcome back! Lovely to see you all for the fourth episode of MozFest Studio. Let's start off with a fun fact. Did you know that over 82 countries out of 196 globally have been represented at MozFest over the years? We would like to get to know everyone, so please use the selfie flag and show us on Twitter or on Slack with the hashtag MozFest where you're from. So let's get started.
Go.
Here's a quick update for you. For our first ever virtual MozFest, we realized that you may be attending from home while you switch from work to family and the festival activities. So that's why we'd love for everyone around you to also be able to participate in the sessions. And on the family resource page, you can find activities from children from 3 till 12 years old, like challenges, funny videos, virtual museum tours from all over the world. So pick and choose what works best for you and your family. And if you have any other ideas on how we can engage families here at MozFest, please let us know in the Slack channel with the hashtag MozFestFamilies.
Go.
And of course, a lot has happened at MozFest since we last saw you here. One of the sessions that took place yesterday in the AI in real life space was the session, A Typology of Trust for AI, where they discussed possible interventions to specific AI harm. And we've invited Alex Engler from the USA, who facilitated this session, and Kiwako Sakamoto from Germany, who is a wrangler of the AI in real life space. So hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello.
Hi. Alex, I'm going to start with you. Do you think there should be a global law to protect everyone in the world from AI?
Yeah, this is a really important conversation, and it's sort of the driver for the session because this conversation is happening right now. The European Union is working on AI legislation. The United States is advancing regulations. Lots of other countries are.
But there isn't a global law yet.
Not yet. And since AI is a general purpose technology, it's hard to know when to apply what laws or what interventions to what problems. And that's what we were trying to get at in the session.
Nice. Okay, so you're working on it. Kiwako, in the session, the participants had to work together to find a solution to problematic uses of AI. Did some of the solutions that they came up with surprise you?
Actually, I'd say we were more focusing on deepening the understanding of AI harm systems through typology exercise. It was really helpful and effective exercise to reason about complex matters like AI systems. For example, I picked organization who deploys the AI as typology, and we discussed what are the effective criteria to define organization type in AI harms typology. Beneficiaries of AI technology, accountability system, technical capacity of the organization. And it was really different directions thinking, start from categorization and think about what exact classification would be useful in sorting AI harms. And then you actually gain a deeper understanding of the systems.
All right. And Alex, was there anything that came up that you might be able to use in practice in the near future?
Yeah, for sure. I was really inspired. When you spend a lot of time working on this, you get siloed into how you think about the world. So it's too much I think about. Sometimes it's governments using AI and we need to give citizens more feedback. And sometimes it's private companies using AI and we need to have more of a role of government oversight or something like that. But there's so many different ways to conceive of the world of AI. And that's what we got from the participants. Some of them thought about AI and how transparent is it to me? Do I, as the person receiving a decision, understand what was happening? Can I go look at the code? Do I understand what choices it's making?
Yeah.
Another example we got was about, is it power centralizing? There's a really fantastic conversation about how for some people it's important that AI brings power together and is more sort of authoritarian or autocratic. And for other people, there's instances where AI can give them power, give them influence over the world, and it's more democratic or decentralizing of power. And that's not always how I think about the world. And so it was valuable to me to sort of challenge my internal typology of how AI affects us.
All right. And Kiwako, what is, in your opinion, the biggest danger of AI?
Oh, biggest danger of AI?
Like in a dystopian world, take us with you. What could happen if we don't use it in a right way, in a responsible way?
The most demonstrations. I guess, yeah, some people are talking about artificial general intelligence. So I guess that, yeah, artificial intelligence can take us all, humans.
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that. And for you both, if people want to know more about using AI in real life, what would you advise them to do? Any tips?
Yeah, I will start. So it's how to say, it's so our space AI in real life was created to collect insights and evidence in diverse contexts of what it actually means to develop and deploy AI systems from practitioners' perspectives. And this is because there are not enough data and evidence in these systems. It has been mostly collected from the Western countries and other societal contexts or industries. It's like massively underrepresented. So, so the tips is that I would like you to start collecting evidence in your context, and no perspective is like a minor. It's really like we need a diverse context, like qualitative and quantitative data. So, for example, tomorrow we have a session called Developing Tools for AI Implementation Case Studies, equipping communities for self-authorship, which I highly recommend because it's going to introduce you with methodologies and tools and mindset to create a case studies that could impact AI policies in your own communities and countries.
Okay, nice. So that's a great tip for people that still have some time tomorrow. Make sure you don't miss this session. Thank you guys for shedding some light on this for us here at MozFest Studio. And yeah, see you around. And if you want to know more about the last 24 hours, Christina Gore, the MozFest Communications Manager, will be posting daily updates in the general Slack channel of a few highlighted sessions that were recorded, so that you can watch them on demand whenever you like. Go! And it's lovely to see you're all making great use of the hashtag MozFest on Twitter. And there were definitely some tweets that are noteworthy. For instance, Kathleen Berger, she had a session in the makeshift cinema, so that's very cool. And Anuradha Reddy made a very nice but humble-looking book to explain decentralization. So look at how cute this little book is. Then Julia Janssen posted about her moment of fame the day before yesterday here at MozFest Studio. So I'm glad we spoke and I'm glad you shouted us out. So thank you. And there were also some very nice comments on Slack. Kathleen gave us huge shout outs and kudos. We're glad that you're happy with us. And as you can see, we're shouting you right back at you. And Zanna got a very interesting call for the MozFest community. She is looking for people who want to have an unexpected experience in her MozFest Emergence session. So check that out. And we even have a LinkedIn post from Sylvia Deurwaarder. So happy to see that she's also excited about the program. And very cool that you're sharing it on LinkedIn as well. We're now officially on all the platforms. Have a nice MozFest, Sylvia. And Of course, if there are any pictures or videos you took during your session, do not hesitate to post them online. We'd love to see you guys having a blast. Also, make sure you're using the hashtag MozFest.
Go.
And with so many options for different sessions, it's hard to choose. So let us help you with some sessions you may consider attending. We're talking to Lens Weiler, who has a session starting tomorrow at 2 p.m. called Project Immerse, a deepfake paranoid thriller. Participants are being taken on a virtual thrill ride to explore themes like deception, conspiracy, and the way humans create meaning and make connections. Hello, Lens. This all sounds very exciting. Deepfake paranoid thriller. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
Yeah, basically we're going to take you on kind of a thrill ride. It's kind of a bit of an alternate reality game meets an escape room, meets a bit of I'd say role playing. It's for about 50 different people who will be 50 to 60 participants will be able to come in. It takes place in Zoom and Miro, and it's like this thrill ride. So it's very exciting. You know, people will be able to meet new people, and also about 90% of the experience is actually made by an AI. So.
Nice. Yeah, all the creative AI wranglers were agreeing on the fact that nobody wanted to miss out on this session because it's so creative. What makes this session so unique when it comes to the storytelling?
Well, I think when it comes to the storytelling, it's a really interesting mix of this ability to step into an immersive world. The idea is that you are fully immersed and you're with other people going through, and that the story doesn't happen unless you're part of it. Right. Nice. So normally traditional story is very hierarchical. You know, it kind of comes top down. Yeah. This is very much like kind of bottom up in a really exciting way. And I think it is a really interesting way to virtually connect in a time where we're physically distanced.
For sure. So it's not just passive listening. You need to be active. You're going to be doing things. Very cool. Why do you think it's so important nowadays to explore themes like misinformation and deception?
Well, I think that there's a lot of polarization currently. I think we live in a very fragmented world. And some of the work that we're doing with this is it's kind of exploring that polarization, and it's looking at some of the challenges that we face in terms of how we can have a collective narrative. There's a lot of kind of misinformation in terms of how things spread very quickly. You know, fake news spreads much faster than, you know, real news.
Yeah.
Say factual news.
Very clickable.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think a lot of the goal for us is to kind of allow people to step in and start to learn. Sorry, that's my dog.
Yeah, so it's immersive. It's reality.
Yes, it is. To learn how they can, you know, maybe better prepare themselves for the 21st century.
Cool. And if people want to know more about this new way of storytelling, where can they find you? Can they reach you somewhere? Oh, sorry, your audio was off. Could you repeat that?
They can find out about us at the digitalstorytellinglab.com. That's digitalstorytellinglab.com. Part of the project is part of the Columbia University School of the Arts Digital Storytelling Lab. So that's the best place to find out.
Nice. Well, thank you so much, Lens, for talking with us. And we're very excited to see what results are coming out of this session. So if you want to see more of Lens, you can follow his interview with Wrangler Douglas Arellanos on the MozFest Plaza tomorrow. And to learn more about the sessions that are coming up in general, check out the featured sessions section of the MozFest Plaza on the right hand under Family Resources. And we're almost coming to an end here at MozFest Studio. We can imagine that you're all having a lot of fun during the sessions. So why not share this with your friends, family, colleagues? So make sure you do that, since there are still tickets available for MozFest 2021. And the more people, the merrier. So right after this broadcast, there will be a coffee chat in one of our common spaces in the spatial chat. The room is called AI in Real Life Café on the Canal. So make sure you go there so you can meet each other, you can chat. And if you're not able to go today, you can also join the AI in Real Life Cafe in the common spaces on March 16th from 5 and March 17th from 8:30. And of course, do not hesitate to connect with us through Twitter using the hashtag MozFest or on Slack. Let us know how your sessions are going and, of course, what you thought about today's show. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out with the hashtag MozHelp. That's it for today, people. See you tomorrow.